Buster, what's up? What's up, my brother? You would think that it would be common sense, but it's not. It's not. I mean, out of any group that supports the trans movement, it's women, right? Women are the predominantly the ones that support the trans movement. So, what's up, my brother? Hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. I'm liking these little mobile live streams, so I'm trying to do as many as I can because I think they're fun. I think they're fun and interesting, right? And I mean, again, if you guys have any prompts or any topics I can do these live streams on, please write them down. It's funny. Every other topic you have, I think, is absurd, and then the next one is like, yeah, I clearly agree with it. Hey, that's the thing where I think it's all good, right? You don't have to agree with everything. I love it that give me some. I would love it if you give me some topics that you disagree on, and I would love to have some back and forths on. I would love it, and I think that's a good sign, though. Exactly. I think it's a good sign. I think I promote not having an echo chamber, right? I mean, I love it when people agree, but I'm also respectful when people disagree. I'm respectful when people disagree. And if you guys have any topics that you guys would love to discuss, I'm always down to talk about. I'm not really that big on politics, but I have some opinions on politics. Opinions on men and women dynamics, racial dynamics. I have opinions on a lot of shit, right? So I'm very down on talking about whatever. But again, right, the alphabet community would not be as prominent, right? The alphabet community would not be as prominent without women's support. Women are the ones to support it. Women are the one to push the community to its highs. Yeah, I love it. I try to be respectful, because I support, difference of opinions. It's all good to have a difference of opinion. But yeah, I mean, I think, like I said, the alphabet community wouldn't be as mainstream if women didn't support it. If heterosexual women didn't support the alphabet community, they wouldn't be as mainstream as they are today. I agree. White women are trading social credit for what would actually be culturally beneficial for them. I 100% agree. I mean, like, women are, getting browning points, to be, politically correct, but it's at a detriment to them, which is funny. They would destroy themselves to look good. Same concept as plastic surgery. 100%. I agree. BBL, all that stuff, it's a detriment to them, right? But women, support it. I think the same thing with feminism, right? I think feminism, women support it, to their own detriment. Brent, my brother, what's up? Hope you're doing well. Carving rocks. That's interesting. What's carving rocks like? You need to do videos on that. Carving rocks. That's crazy. I hope that this is an interesting topic. I mean, I would think so, but who knows, right? Who knows? I mean, but I'm always down if you guys have interesting topics to debate and have a discussion about. I'm always down to hear ideas. I think this would be an interesting debate. I'm probably going to do some racial topics. So, look out for those. Sleepless. What's up? What's up? How you doing? How's everyone doing? Again, it's just a topic, right? Real patriot. It's just a topic. You think who cares? But we just recently saw a trans woman, right, entering a women's bathroom. Okay, in a Gold's Gym. Controversy there. We have trans women entering, female sports. I mean, yeah, if you don't care, you don't care. But this is why I said it's more geared towards women, right? If women don't care, then are they fine with these trans women entering their sports and dominating their sports and entering their safe spaces, right? Are they fine with that? That's the thing. Pretty good, honestly. How about you? Alan, what's up, Alan? What's up? Hope you're doing well. Good job, Diddy boy. Diddler, what's up? Rusty, wow, someone used the bathroom. Well, I mean, like I said, just recently, there was a woman who was she felt scared, or she felt what is it, violated at Gold's Gym because a trans woman, right, entered the women's changing area and was looking at her. I support you, Queen. I love trans women. Tool belt. I see. That's the thing where I think it's I think that's anti-woman. What is a woman? What is a woman? What is a woman? It's a woman that has XY chromosome, right? Woman that's genetically, right, biologically, can give birth, right? Well, again, they said that the woman said that they were the trans woman was peeping on her. Don't use a sentence. Okay? Someone that has an XY chromosome. Someone that has an XY chromosome. Someone that can give birth to human babies. Oh yeah. So there was a woman that got outraged because when she was changing, right? When she was changing, there was a trans woman looking, was looking at her while she was undressed. What? How is it incorrect? How is it incorrect? Do you think that men can give birth to children? Do you think you are so gay? Oh, now that's funny. So you care what's a woman, but you use gay as an insult. Nick, you are just weird, right? You use gay. It's always these, weak ass people that want to use gay as an insult to someone who identifies as a woman. I don't, it's transphobic. There's no fear of. I don't fear any. I don't fear people who try to be the other gender. Women are the ones with the XY, with the XX. No. Women are ones with XX. What are you talking about? You could Google it, right? Oh, it's XX. XX. I also believe it's giving birth. I also believe it's giving birth, right? I also believe it's giving birth. I don't believe that, just changing your, just changing your looks. Biological human female. I don't believe that just changing your looks as trying to pretend like you're a trans man and you can still give birth. I think that's different. What is a woman with X as gender? What does that mean? I don't know. What is a woman with X as a gender? Biological human female is redundant. What human is not biological? But you gotta be you gotta be biologically female. Biologically female. Well, it's biologically, you're born a female or a male. What female is not biological? Trans woman. Winter, trans women are not biologically female. But here's the thing, right? But there's been comments, right? There's been comments that have said trans women are women. So many people says trans women are women. That's not true at all. The argument, right? If you support trans women, you're anti-women. Because so many people want to push out that trans women are women. Who cares? Plenty of people care. I mean, you see the whole trans talk everywhere, right? You see trans talk everywhere. Yeah, because they just want to be seen that way socially. It has nothing to do with the fact that they actually think they can do. Here's the thing. Why it's like, this is. I mean, I guess this is like something that's happening right now, right? Why do you need to be seen? What's the point? Right? Particularly, let's say this. Particularly when, I don't know, let me see. Here's my thing, right? When you are like 1% of the population, I don't understand why do you desire so much to be seen? Particularly, when you push yourself into everything. That's my thing. To be seen is like, I find that like, it's like you're trying to force it down other people's throats. Why do you need to be seen as a man then? I've never said we need to be seen. But here's the thing. Men occupy 50% of the population, right? Men occupy 50% of the population. Men contribute highly to society. As men contribute highly to society. They maintain and create the infrastructure. So it's drastically different. Let's say if every trans person disappears today, it wouldn't affect society. It wouldn't affect culture. It wouldn't affect people at all. You're into men. That's cool, bro. Cool. It doesn't matter. It doesn't change the topic, right? It doesn't change the topic. Trans or gay, yeah. And trans people don't what I mean, like I said, trans people estimate about 2 million, about 3 million of the population. If trans people disappear, it wouldn't affect our world. Brother, actually, dude, what are you talking about? I'm talking about there. This is what I'm talking about. All right? Right here. Cool. Rodriguez, even if it doesn't change the topic. It doesn't change it. Weed is for losers. Now do black people. I will do. I'm going to do a topic on race. On racial subjects. So look for that one. Why the fuck do people care if a guy wears dress? No, it's not. See, Pepper. It's different. Why do people care? Why do the F do you care if a guy wears a dress? I don't care if a guy wears a dress. Guys can wear a dress. A woman can do whatever. It's not about what you wear. Okay? Again, right? If you don't really notice, there are trans women that are entering into women's spaces. Okay? Like in women's sports, women's bathrooms, women's changing areas. Right? So this is the topic, right? If a woman that supports trans women are anti-women. Really? I mean, you see the subject quite a lot on social media. Yeah, and I'm sorry. I think trans women are mentally I think trans people are mentally disturbed. I think trans people are mentally disturbed. What are they ruining? Seriously, you are non-biological women are winning. They're beating actual women in sports. These are men that when they were men, they couldn't compete with fellow men. But when they turn into women, now they can dismantle, they can destroy women in their own sports. I mean, again, right? Particularly, fine. If I can say this, right? I could give a shit. I could care less. But this is the topic, right? I'm saying for women. All right? I'm saying if women support this, that is the insanity. I can never understand why women would support something like this. Right? Particularly like when feminists, they don't really care for men in particular. Yet if a man becomes a woman, that's when you support men. Yeah, that's funny. Give you like seriously. I mean, no, see, Alan, that's disingenuous, right? There are plenty of examples of women, of trans women competing with other women and beating them. So that's disingenuous. If I have to give you an exact example, then you haven't been paying attention to any news stories. You haven't been paying attention to any news stories. Rodriguez, what does that matter, right? If I don't play a sport, or if I do, does that change this? Does that change this? See, that's why, some women are self-defeating. Exactly. B Sizzo, some women are self-defeating. No, I'm not trans. 14 trans people got removed from pro sports. Get the fuck over it. Yeah, again, still, does that change this statement, Pepper? If things are changing, cool. But again, it doesn't change this statement. When's the last time you watched? Again, I don't, right? It doesn't, Alan, right? Does that change this statement? It doesn't, right? I could care less, right? I could care less if, let's say, a trans woman is in women's changing spaces. I could care less. Go for it, right? I could care less if a trans woman beats other women in sports, but still doesn't change this statement. Okay, fine, Alan. Someone, Leah Thomas, became the first known transgender woman to win a U.S. National Collegiate Athletic Association. Okay, Laurel Hubbard. Okay, was the first openly transgender woman in compete in Olympics in different sex categories. Like you could seriously, why do you that's why I say you're disingenuous, right? You, I'm giving you it's happening, but you need me to give specific examples. Fine. If I gave you specific examples, does that now change your mind? Does that change your mind? That's the problem, right? That's not an argument. What's not an argument? I gave you specific examples, right? I gave you a specific examples right there. Does that change your mind? All right, let's do a fair debate. How's that? Like, seriously, that is the debate, right? Does that change your mind? I gave you examples. So now, do you agree with this then? Anti-Willie, what's up? What's up? You hate women. No. Again, the statement, there are literally thousands of competitors. Do you think that 3 randoms are, again, 1,000 competitors? You're right, there's 1,000 competitors, yet the ones that are winning these competitions are usually, when you have these trans women competing, you get them to win. Or they place higher than a lot of biological women. I don't know what kind of glasses those are. I don't know what you mean. You can look at like my brother, right? That's your problem, right? Why you can look at those examples. It doesn't change my statement, right? It doesn't change my statement. Okay, 3 examples of what? Let's be specific. I gave examples already. We want examples to debunk them, like Leah Thomas placing 5th, not breaking any records that weren't later broken by non-trans women. That proves there's no competitive advantage. What? If I saw you, I'll debate the fuck out of you in Discord. In Discord, I mean, you could debate right now. Dishonesty is no longer shameful. Otherwise, you could go with the sleepless. I already did. You see in Discord then. Link in the description. I'll hop in the voice chat on Discord with anyone else. This dude identifies as a ball. Okay. Okay, Winter. What is it? Let's do it. Catherine Phillips won the 2025 USA Cycling National Championship. Veronica Garcia won back-to-back state high school championship in Washington. And I could, there's like, you can look at these information. I mean, like, there are a whole lot of names. Clippy, I support anyone, any size, shape, color, gender. I treat everyone equally, so I don't think that makes me anti-woman. I mean, you may think so, but then here's my thing, right? Clippy. It's funny that women have tried to fight to be equal to men, yet this is the result of it. Bro, nobody's going to disagree with you on this. Sir Jacob, literally, if you look through the chat, a lot of people are disagreeing. Alan, right? I mean, in that debate, I never said anyone bodied anybody. You definitely did not. Did anything special. If I saw you, I would challenge you to a foot race. I think it's important to respect all genders. Again, it's not about will. It's not about disrespecting or respecting anyone, right? We covered this on the debate. You should watch what he actually uses as evidence. Can you just set a few controls for debates first? What kind of controls are you talking about? It wouldn't matter. Evil Eddie. Wouldn't matter. You would compare the Huskies men to the Husky women in this group. The sport's point is still just getting back to physical, biological differences. There are many issues. That might be good. Why don't you leave it up to the people who asked, please? Which definition of the word are you using in this illogical statement you're trying? What the? I disagree with you. I mean, it's okay you disagree. Mac Biggs dominated her category because they wouldn't let him compete. This is counterintuitive that you want trans people in the sports they don't align with. If you actually care about fairness. If you actually care about fairness, I mean, you wouldn't, again, aligning with or not, you wouldn't, I mean, why would you think it's fair when if a man dresses as a woman, it's fair for him to compete with other women? Trans women are men, yeah, Nick. DA, for real, if you genuinely believe, then no one can prove you wrong. No, right? You literally gave no proof. What proof would you say? What proof would you say? This isn't productive. Can you state more of your argument? I believe, right? Women supporting trans women, which are men pretending to be women, that is pretty much anti-women. Supporting mentally ill men thinking that they're women, right? If you support this, you are anti-women, right? Because you believe that men can be women. Yeah, we believe the same. I agree. But it still doesn't mean that we're the same. This still doesn't mean that we're the same in every aspect. Trans women are trans women. I agree. But the thing is that, we have people saying that trans women are women. But do they? Right? Big Rays, you said one could support both Israel and Palestine for the fact that they support basic human rights. I've yet to see anyone that support both countries. Now prove Mac Briggs isn't dominating the female category. So it's okay. This is the thing. At the end of the day, right? Winter, we have separate categories for a reason, right? We separate sports by gender for a reason. If we didn't, we might as well just blend all sports, right? There would now be no separation. It's so many trans out there now that they can make their own league now. I don't mind. I'm in the voice chat. Those are meant. Big bars. What's up, my brother? Respecting people is more supporting them. Again, I don't really, You can respect them. Doesn't mean that you have to support them. Your logic can be dismantled easy. Dismantle it. Dismantle it. Trans women aren't women, so you're wrong to even say trans women. You would believe that. You would believe that. But first, you look at the comments. They would disagree. And then you look at society. People believe trans women are women. Have you ever heard of co-ed sports? Yes, but those aren't popular and those aren't the norm. Co-ed sports are not the norm. And if here's the thing, right? Co-ed sports, fine. If trans women want to compete in co-ed sports, what is there to say, right? It's co-ed. So cool. But they're not doing that. Trans women are competing in specific women only sports. Respecting someone is not supporting them. Respect is just accept what they are or think and not disparage. You don't have to support. I agree. 0987. I agree. There should be a size chart like for fish. Not destroyed. Co-ed sports are not the same as man competing in women's league. Exactly. Jaden, exactly. I'll give you proof on an actual debate. I can't say that much on this chat. It comes down to the simple fact that if Alan, I'm always down, right? If you want to do debate, we could always do it. We could always do a debate. It comes down to the simple fact that trans athlete had their own league. No one would watch it. It wouldn't get their own special. Well, that is their prerogative, right? If they get no attention, it shows you that no one cares. But for them to, but they had to go into women's sports to get any kind of attention. I play football with my bros. Great for you. Great for you, Pepper. I don't. What you're saying. Try again. I respectfully disagree. Why is your neck fake? Heart. What's up? Women did work hard to get into the sports when we were excluded and men. Otherwise, trans women need to fight for their sports, not ones. Yes. I mean, you seem pretty smart on this subject, and I'm apparently very wrong. Let's do it actually again. I'll do it. Yeah, we could do a debate. Alan. We can do a debate. Shinobi. Hey, I've never said like, again, you could love trans women. You could do that, but it doesn't change the prompt. Yeah, a trans man is fine. Okay. Well, whatever. I mean, if you don't like the fashion, you don't like the fashion. You can't prove a negative, bro. What's a negative? What do you mean prove a negative? Signs of the end of time. Signs of the end of time. If they were actually women, they wouldn't be so upset when you call them sir. Brown. A negative can be proven. Clippy, thank you. I'm glad you like it. Again, this is just You know, again, I respect trolls and haters, right? I respect trolls and haters, okay? We're just having a, hopefully, a respectful, fun conversation, right? It's okay if you disagree. You know, I don't mind trolls too, so it is what it is, okay? I don't, again, I'm also trying to read the comments, so. Evil Eddie. Me when I have a respectful conversation about hating people. Again, where's the hate, right? Again, the topic isn't about, oh, women need to hate men or hate trans women. No. But to be honest, you know, women that support trans women are anti-women. You are literally supporting, in my opinion, delusional men. Again, Alan, I'm not, like, first of all, like I said, everything doesn't have to be about you, right? Everything doesn't have to be about you, okay? There are plenty of, I mean, if you're not looking at the other comments, there are plenty of people who troll and who are saying very derogatory things. Speak for yourself, see? Even Brown said it. Look through, there are comments that says very troll-like things or very derogatory things, but it is what it is. I don't care. Zero. Just a topic. Just a topic. Anyone who disagrees, you know, prove me wrong. Here's the thing, right? Jody, it's not about, you can choose, right? You can choose. I mean, again, no one's forcing you to not support trans women, right? But in my opinion, the support of trans women, the support of delusional men who believe they're women, is anti-woman. What is a woman, right? Someone that was a human, right? Born female, able to give birth. But here's Jody, right? It's great that you support everyone, right? It's great that you support everyone, but let's say this, right? Do you support, you know, people doing bad things? I mean, you can't support everyone in everything, okay? That's dishonest. You don't support everyone. That's quite a lie. Do you support people doing bad things? Do you support people harming themselves? You don't support everything. You don't support everyone and everything. Exceptions don't make the rule, right? Exceptions don't make the rule, right? Humans can be born without an arm. Doesn't make them not a human, right? So exceptions do not make the rule. Stop using exceptions to create your argument. Jeremiah, exactly. It's not about letting people do whatever they want. Sometimes we need an adult in the room. Yes. You don't have to support them, but you don't have to put them down either. Here's my thing, right? In my opinion, right? I don't believe I'm putting down trans women, right? I don't believe I'm putting down trans women. Machiavelli. Laughing Man, what's up, my brother? What's up? Steve. Typical. It's not the argument. This is necessary. This is a necessary condition. If it is necessary to have a license to drive, and I'll let you drive with that one, is it no longer necessary? No, it's still necessary, right? It's just that you don't obey the law, right? You don't obey the rules, right? It's necessary, okay? And you will find out when it's necessary when, let's say, a police officer pulls you over. Then you will definitely need a license, right? It's just that you are disobeying the law. You are doing what you want, right? Again, we are humans, right? At the end of the day, we choose to do what we want. Doesn't mean that, we are free from consequences. Exceptions don't make the rule, but you're willing to use 3 examples out of literally hundreds of thousands to prove a broad... Hundreds of thousands? I believe hundreds of thousands of trans women are not competing in hundreds of thousands of women's sports. What are you talking about? There's not hundreds of thousands. There's not hundreds of thousands of examples of, trans women, being in women's sports. There's a handful of them. Alan, I don't know what you're talking about. Exactly. Literally, that doesn't disprove what I'm saying. That doesn't disprove what I'm saying. Dude, you just know it actually doesn't, right? I'm saying the ones that trans women who are competing, right, when they do compete in women's sports, they either place number 1 or they place top 5. So they are taking spaces of other women. Now, like I said, right? Again, at the end of the day, I could give a shit about women's sports. That's not the argument, right? I find it hypocritical. For women to support trans women. Literally, it's anti-women, right? I give you, there's Alan, you want examples of trans women winning, beating other women in women's sports? Right there, okay? Which isn't a big problem. You're using sports again. I'm using sports argument, right? But it literally showing you it's a solid argument to show you that if you support trans women, how can you honestly say that you support women? How can you honestly say you support women? So far as revolved around this shit. Now, my argument, right? My argument is that what about supporting trans women is supporting women? It's not. You are supporting mentally ill men, mentally disturbed men, right? We're able to fake being a woman. You and then you validate them as women. I think that's delusional. That's fine, Alan. We could do a call. I get it. Everyone is effed up. That doesn't mean we should lobotomize. That doesn't mean that we should. Again, I'm not saying. See, here's the thing, right? I don't think we should lobotomize anyone, but I don't think we should support people in their delusions, right? I don't believe we should support people in their delusions. I support people, and when they come for you, I will support you as well. Come for me. What's wrong with 2-in-1 package deal? Red Hoods. Is it a 2-in-1 package deal? I mean, is that really something that people want? Men that came out of jail, facts. I can say same thing about gay people. I mean, in my opinion, right? Do gay people think that they're women? I mean, like, gay people just think that, I mean, they feel like they like men. That's it, right? I don't think that they think that they're women. My thing is, here's the thing, right? Trans women, in my opinion, are delusional, mentally disturbed, mentally ill men who want to be women. Okay, and then we have women supporting that delusion, right? We have women supporting that delusion. So you are fine with men being women, and then you're calling these men who believe they're women are real women. That is delusional, right? And how is that supporting women? How is that supporting women? First of all, I don't believe in transphobic, right? Because I have no fear of trans people. But I believe that's delusional, right? I don't support delusion. Who prefer to me then? Because they're changing the gender. Again, I mean, okay, zero. I mean, you think that it's for no reason. You can see the chat, right? Plenty of people have thoughts and opinions about it. It's a very hot button topic, right? It's very thought about. And again, like I just said, it was just recently. I think it was like 2 weeks ago, right? 2 weeks ago, a woman was kicked out of her gym, right? She was kicked out of her gym for being extremely upset that there was a trans woman in her changing room, right? A woman, right? A black woman was extremely upset that there was a trans woman for being in her changing room. And she felt that this trans woman was looking all up on her, right? Was looking at her, okay? She was upset that this trans woman was in her changing room, was in the woman's changing room, okay? This has happened multiple times. Okay, in many different situations where women felt uncomfortable with trans women being in their, in their safe spaces, right? Their locker rooms, their bathrooms, their changing areas. And yet they were demonized. These women were demonized, right? And some were punished. This woman recently was banned from the gym. She was kicked out of the gym, right? She was kicked out of the gym. While the trans woman, nothing happened. Cool, everyone is entitled to their opinions, but instead of call trans women crazy and putting them down, we should try to help them. I understand what you're saying. Again, right? Yes, I do agree. We should try to help trans women with mental, with actual therapy, right? With actual therapy, with mental institutions. They should be, honestly, I don't know what would be a better term. I'm not trying to say committed, but they should be psychologically treated. I believe that they should be treated, right? I'm not hating towards trans women, but again, the topic is if women support trans women, they're anti-women. But it doesn't change that. Yeah, I could agree that the trans people do need some mental help, right? Some psychological help. I agree with that. I don't think that it's healthy, right? It's healthy to support people in their irrational delusions, right? Their insane delusions, because we are seeing that now with, trans women, doing these, what is it? And I've seen a few of them, right? And I can't necessarily, I mean, you could Google it or TikTok it, where these trans women are doing these dance parties and bringing kids into those spaces, right? And then you're also doing it's a little bit not too on topic, but again, you're seeing how it's okay for us to give kids injections to change their genders, or hormone therapies, all that stuff. We are damaging young kids in the idea of we're gonna try to include them into whatever delusions they have. Yo, Alan, is it okay for kids to go to strip clubs? Is it okay for kids to go to strip clubs? Right? Is it okay for kids to go to hell, just clubs? Do you think you should bring a 5-year-old to a club? Yeah, it seems like you do. It seems like you are fine with bringing kids to strip clubs, burlesque bars. Right? It seems like that's what the type of person you are. It's funny too. You are to be a teacher. You want to be a teacher, but it's okay for you. It's okay for very provocative trans men to dance around young children. It's crazy that you want to be a teacher, right? I'm definitely questioning that you want to be a teacher. And here's the thing, right? I'm sorry, right? Men like you that wants to be teachers, I question that this is what you are going to teach our next generation. Actually, you're the one who brought it up, right? You're the one who said that. Oh, like you're trying to fuck, holy fuck, oh my God, there are kids at dance party. You're seriously? Dance party? Like literally, these trans men are dancing very provocatively at these so-called dance parties. You are belittling. These men, like these trans men aren't like doing like, I don't know, fucking hopscotch or something. No, they are dancing very provocatively around children. Yeah, what kind of dance party do you think it is? Barney? You think it's a Barney dance club, a dance party? You think it's what the heck are you thinking? These are adults. Yes, a dance party, right? But again, with trans men dancing very provocatively. Hide your kids. Don't let them go to the White House. I don't know what you're thinking about that. You know. What is winter? If you again, if you don't if we're on the same page, we're not on the same page. It's all good. Goth Peter, dancing hell. I don't even want a trans reading to my child. Alan, all good. There's a thing. We're all a bunch of, if you guys are bored, join in. The sick fruits are cannibals. Sick fruits are cannibals. I don't think we're having any kind of issue with cannibals. Like, is that a fair thing to say? As I see it, no other under 18 should be put there any shots for that. If you are over 18, it is your choice, right? If you are legally an adult, at the end of the day, you're an adult, right? You are legally an adult. So zero. I agree. At the end of the day, I'm not telling what adults should do, right? I'm not telling any adult what they should do. What? No comment? Well, I'm shocked. We are benefiting his hate out of ignorance. I mean, if you don't have to, right? You don't have to. At the end of the day, it's social media. If you don't want to be a part of it, you don't have to be. No one forces anyone to do whatever they don't want to do. Abortion is cannibalism. I wouldn't say it's cannibalism. I'm not pro-abortion, so but I don't love abortion or anything. I'm more pro-choice, but abortion ain't great. Women who don't support trans women are anti-women. How's that? How is that anti-women when you're supporting men can pretend to be women? Peter, exactly. The guy's using cannibalism wrong. That is the gayest thing. Omni, yeah, there's a lot of people who disagree, but it's all good, right? It's all good if people disagree. I don't mind. I don't mind disagreeers. I graduated, yeah, but I don't have a star. Okay, I mean, great that you debunk a neo-Nazi. Would you say? Would you say that's fair? Would I say? Yeah, yeah. Zero. I would say that's fair. Adults would do what adults do. I mean, like, it doesn't mean that they shouldn't suffer consequences, right? It's like, it's not that, like, I don't say adults are free from consequences, right? But adults, no one's dictating what adults should do. Trans women are beautiful and inspiring. Olivia, I mean, if you believe trans women are beautiful and inspiring, that is up to you, right? That is up to you. I don't necessarily fall into the same category because I don't know how trans women are inspiring. What is that? What do trans women inspire you to do, right? Do they inspire you to change your gender or change your your change who you are, change your sex? I mean, I don't know how they're inspiring. Care for DAs. Them some real debaters here. They don't address the problem, but be afraid. It's all good, I mean, again, I don't claim to be anyone special, right? I'm no Andrew Wilson. I'm just a ordinary, average guy with an opinion, right? Like I said, I'm just a person with an opinion, right? That's why I've never said that. Oh, my view is 100%, right? I'm not like indoctrinated in either way. Like I told people already, like when Bernie Sanders was running for president, I was Democrat all the way, right? When Bernie Sanders was running for president, I was Democrat all the way. Well, guess what? I changed my mind. Definitely. So it can happen. No, I'll give you some time. Here's my thing, right, Jeremy or Alan, right? I don't know what evidence you need me to prove to show you, right? So me saying women that support trans women are anti-women. So you are supporting, right? What evidence do you need, right? So women who support men pretending to be women are literally anti-women, right? You're not supporting women, right? You are supporting men can be women. What evidence would you think I need to give you? What evidence do you think I need to give you? Because literally, when you are supporting someone who can be like you, right? When you're supporting a man who can change his identity or whatever, right, to be you, how's that not belittling your gender, right? How's that not belittling your sex? Again, it's anti-woman. Trans are inspiring because they put up with needless hate. If black people had to endlessly debate if they are humans, who should? Here's the thing, right? No one's debating if trans women are humans, right? No one's debating that. No one's even arguing that, right? And in my opinion, right, living how you want to live, fine, right? I don't say that if you want to dress, if you want to put on a dress, that is up to you, okay? But I don't think that's the same area as hating someone who puts on a dress. right? I don't believe that's the same as hating someone who puts on a dress. Now, I don't believe like indulging. If you put on a dress, I should call you a woman. That's not the same as hating on someone, right? I don't think that's the same as hating on someone. I don't get that. It's like saying that me supporting the U.S. military automatically means I'm neglecting what? There are millions of people to take in, neglecting the National Guard. No, that argument doesn't make sense, right? Because let's say this: the U.S. military isn't the opposite of the National Guard. Okay, I mean literally, right? Supporting men who think they're women. That means you think that it's being a woman, right? It's just literally being a woman is boiled down to just changing what you dress as, changing your clothing, doing a surgery to snip snips, right? Surgical surgery, having surgical surgeries, then you can be a woman. Same thing. There are surgeries out there. Zero. I'm surprised that you donated. Yeah, so sorry for coming off hard. Lack of sleep. Here's a few bucks if you're not spreading hate. You're just trying to have a conversation. Yes, no. Please, guys. I'm just trying to have a conversation. Hopefully it's a fun back and forth, right? I'm not trying to change your mind. Maybe you could change my mind. Again, zero. I'm telling you, I'm not going to curse anyone. I'm not going to degrade anyone, right? I'm like, if you have your mindset, you have your mindset, right? I try to be as respectful as I can, right? So please, I'm trying to, if it's a fun conversation, if it's a fun back and forth, that's what I'm trying to do, right? So that's how I'm going about it. Kyler, exactly. I mean, that doesn't make you a, and zero, exactly. You know what? It's like these are the times where, if you have opinions, share opinions. It's all good. It's all fun. It's all, in fun, right? It's all in fun. If you're bored, right? I'm bored. You're bored. We're just sharing opinions. I mean, yeah, if you could change my mind, right? Prove me wrong. Yes, if you can change my mind. But again, like to think that we will be like, oh, I'm trying to force any mind changes. I mean, if you could, awesome. I'll give you props. Alan, I'm down. There's no people on some shit. It's either right or wrong. It's either right or wrong. And some things are either right or wrong. But some people can misconstrue it, right? They may not see it like that. Can't change the mind of someone not open to have their mind changed. Here's my thing, right? I'm open to having my minds changed. I'm open to have my minds changed. Because here's my thing, okay? Like I said, I don't see it that way. Okay? Now, if someone can give me something that makes sense to me, right? Again, what would I call it? I don't know, someone like an academic or anything, or like, 100% scientist or whatever. Okay, I'm not gonna say that. I can't. My mind has been changed on things before, right? My mind has been changed on things before. So again, and like I said, right? You're bored, I'm bored. Let's have a fun back and forth. If we can have fun back and forth, respectful. Even if you want to troll, if you want to hate, I'm still fine with it. What's up, Rick? Thank you for being here. Watch the next debate stream. I promise you. No, Alan. Thank you for being here. I don't mind, right? I mean, I'm not saying everyone is trolling. Michael, exactly. A man can never pop out a baby. 100%. Rick, I don't know if I could agree with that. Some trans are prettier than women. I mean, like, I don't know. I could there be? I mean, probably, but I mean, I just think. Here's my thing, right? When you put on makeup, right? And I've seen it. I see what makeup has done to even average women. So, really, to say that, let's say a fresh face out of the shower trans women, I don't think so, right? I don't think so. I think you will still look like a man, right? I think you will still look like a man. But with makeup on, with surgery, with lighting, with filters, yeah, okay. But even women can do that. I mean, what other arguments you want to talk about, right? I mean, I have this trans one. What other arguments do you want to have to talk about? And again, like Alan, I'm telling you this before, right? The point is that if we talk, it's not about me trying to change your mind, and it's not about you trying to change my mind, right? At the end of the day, is that what do the audience, what do viewers, what would they think? Do they see your logic? Do they see your views more logical, or do they see my view more logical? That's the point. Because if you think you can change my mind, I mean, good luck, right? And if I think I can change your mind, good luck to me. But, that's not the point. Right? That's not the point. It shouldn't. I mean, that's the point. It's not shouldn't. Because here's the thing, right? Here's my thing. When we're trying to change each other's mind, it's not, because when it comes to one-on-one, it's not the easiest to change, people's minds, right? It's not. So it's about numbers game, right? It's about a numbers game where if you talk to the masses, right? Thousands of people, there's better chance where you may change a certain people's minds. But like let's say this, last time, nothing you said was all that insightful. So it shows me that I don't think you necessarily can change my mind. And everything you said in this, even in the chat, yeah, you really didn't give any good viewpoints to change my mind. Adam, what do you mean by support? Support like a chair? Support them financially? Let's say this. Support them and socially, right? Support them socially, right? So, again, we see more trans rhetoric, in society right now. We see more trans rhetoric, the talk in society, and I believe that is thanks to women's support. It's thanks to women's support, where it is okay, it is largely accepted to be a trans woman, and that is thanks to women. It's thanks to women's support. Men in general aren't supporting it, right? But it is women that are supporting trans women, and that's why it's accepted in society. Yo, Alan, you're I mean, thank you for sharing it, but it's fun. Hell, I mean, I don't mind. I love talking, right? I love talking. I love having these fun back and forths. And again, I do it. Like, this is the thing where I believe we need to be able to talk to each other, right? We need to be able to respectfully talk to each other. Discourse is a very important thing in civilized nation, right? We're not like back in the day where we fight it out, right? Where we duke it out. We should talk it out, right? So that's what I want to promote, right? Let's have civil discourse. I said this, right? You guys, I love you guys. Whether you guys disagree with me or not, I love you guys because, you guys coming here, chatting, hanging out with me, that's mad support. So be sure that I mean it when I say I love you guys. If the goal is to change the audience mind, then yeah, I think we both succeeded in a way. And that's the point, right? Because here's the thing, right? I always feel like if we're trying to change each other's mind, it can get heated, right? It can get heated and a bit emotional. And I think when you bring in emotions when you're talking to somebody, it may turn disrespectful, right? It may turn disrespectful and rude. So I try my best not to cross that line. Now, if it might, but that's my thing. I love the other side just as much as mine. Again, yeah, I love different viewpoints. Make sure your daughters are learning womanhood by actual women. I agree. Quota, I agree. Make sure your daughters are learning womanhood from actual women. I agree. I would say there are ways to support them that are anti-women, and there are ways to support them that aren't. Here's the thing, right? Adam, you support them as humans? Great. I support trans women dressing however they feel comfortable, right? Believing them however they feel comfortable. Okay? I support that. If you want to believe you're a woman, cool. I'm not gonna call you, I'm not gonna believe you're a woman. I'm not gonna call you a woman, but fine. You know, I'm not condemning you for wanting to be a woman. I'm not condemning you for dressing as a woman. That's I support you as a human. We're all adults. You're not hurting nobody. You're not affecting anybody, right? You're not affecting anyone. You can dress how you want. I do. I have a daughter. I have two daughters, and I have a son. It's not about rights here. It's about whether one person rights or hurts another. Yeah, one person's right. I think one person's rights affects another person, right? That's the point of debates, to peacefully talk about your bleep. I love it, right? Exactly. That's the point. That's the point of debates, to peacefully talk about your viewpoints and reasoning. Opinions will and can change. I agree, bleep. Love it. I agree. Right? I want to create a respectful, dialogue. I only have problems with people who say they are maps or support the identity. Oh yeah. That is dangerous. Kyler, I mean, if you can't respect how someone wants to be called, you think they want to respect you? Whether you want to respect me or not, that's up to you, right? You don't control. Here's the thing, right? You don't control how other people go about life. You should not control other people. You could choose to respect me or not, right? And I choose to respect you or not. If you start calling me a woman, I'm going to get mad. Yeah, but then if I'm calling you a man, that's me being truthful. If I'm calling you a woman, right, and you're not a woman, but you want me to call you a woman, I'm not respecting the truth. I'm not respecting the truth. Minor attractive people, pedos. Yeah, controversially. I mean, I'm hearing it more and more, right? That the whole trans women thing is kind of like a pipeline, but again, it's controversial. So I don't know if it's extremely accurate or not. Trans women isn't a thing. I mean, if you believe that, right? But it's happening. Republicans is the pipeline. What was it? I think there was okay, yo, what is it? Aunt Willie, right? I mean, I don't know if you heard, right? Recently, the first elected openly transgender lawmaker in New Hampshire pleaded guilty to child SA charges last week. Stacey Marie Lawton, a biological man who identifies as a woman, entered a guilty plea in a federal Boston court for charges related to their participation in the creation of children SA material. Lawton is a 41, served as a Democratic state rep in New Hampshire. So, again, I'm not saying that there aren't Republicans that are heinous, but, you know, to equate that, okay, it's Republicans that do it. Well, it just recently happened, right? That just recently happened November 10th. I mean, I'm not saying you are Democrat. I'm just saying you said Republican thing, right? So it doesn't matter Republican or Democrat. I believe there are bad people on both sides. I've always believed, I'm a little bit off subject, right? Off topic, but it's always the voting for the lesser of two evils, in my opinion. I would say that it's anti-women to affirm that people can actually become another sex. I agree. The idea is sold as a compassion, and refusal is sold as bigotry. It's all comforting lies and misplaced virtues. I agree, Adam. The list of Republicans is way huge. My brother, Ant, I don't disagree. Probably is. I don't. But to say that it's a Republican pipeline or just a bad people pipeline, you know, because I think there are bad people on both sides. And again, I'm definitely not a lover of Republicans. It's one side. Yeah, I guess so. This claim has been released. I mean, gender being a murky tube is a new concept. I don't know. I mean, here's my thing, right? Gender being a murky tube isn't a new concept. I also think that being mentally ill or irrational or delusional is also not a new thing as well. I mean, I think we're all either man or woman. Now, if we think we're fluid in that, it may go into the side of, you know, you're not necessarily completely there. Being confused and stupid isn't new. I agree. Being confused and stupid. Intersect. I mean, why do people bring like exceptions or such weird offshoots? I mean, it's not common. Intersect is not common. No, for real, dear. Where did you hear about this pipeline? Where did I hear about the pipeline? I mean, again, I can't be for sure. I heard it glancery. Let's see. Well, I mean, here's the thing. Where again, I'm not saying it's a pipeline, right? But I'm hearing that, you know, it could be a cover up, but you know, whatever. It's because you hear a lot of prominent, notable cases, right? Data points. You know, let's. Loving parents who would coach these kids to fit in and not need special treatment whenever possible, making them center of attention is bad. Omni, I kind of agree. Thank you, everyone, for being here. How are trends affecting your life? Again, right? 6012. Trans aren't, right? I don't care. All right? But that's not the prompt, is it? All right? It's not the prompt, is it? Okay? It's not that if men support trans women, it's women. Trans fat affect my life. Really? What the trans individuals feel they have the right to invade space not meant for them. Trans individuals feel they have the right to invade a space not meant for them. We truly need separation. Faith. I agree. If you want to believe I made it up, you can believe that. Right? Like I said it. It's a glancery. What I heard. No one deserves anything. If you're lucky, you read what you sow. Give us a slideshow. A slideshow. What is the pipeline you're at? No. I mean, again, Real Rain. What's up? What's up? Again, it's what I'm not saying that it's a thing. I've heard some people said it, right? I'm not, that's why I say it's a glancery thing, right? I said it's controversial. So, again, it's about trans women pipeline to, pedo stuff. Good subject, man. Hopefully, people one day decide truth is more important than appealing crazy or appearing super progressive, when in reality, therefore, being progressive is wiping before they Adam, thank you, Adam, thank you. Trans people stole my catalytic converter. He's my friend. It's so true. I'd rather stare at the wall and talk to him than be surrounded by trans. The trans women, it's a predator pipeline is real. I mean, it's just it's a conspiracy thing, right? I've heard it, right? I'm not saying it's true or not. Because then, it was like back then they were talking about pipeline, right? There was like, Republican is a pipeline thing. So I was just like, okay, I mean, could be. I don't know. As victims of trans women in prison. Okay. Something you all made up to feel comfortable with your lifestyle. Like believing in Santa Claus. Interesting. Nah, y'all are trashy, hateful people. Be better. Here's my thing, right? I don't necessarily view it as hate. Is it true Asian? I don't know. I don't look at other Asian men. So, thank you, Steve. If you can't be trans, anyone should be able to. If you can't be trans, everyone should be able to be rich. That would be amazing. Does that not seem a bit silly to you? Does it not be? I don't think it's silly or not. Because here's my thing, right? Now, I'm not saying that it's true or not, but what I do say is trans are in my opinion, a mental illness. So when you have mental illness, would it be surprising? Do you do heinous things? It wouldn't be surprising, right? Basically, you're saying that if someone that is straight supports gay people, no, 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 that's different, right? Right? See, like what you're saying is different, right? Cutie, I'm such a cutie. That's kind of different. You're basically you're saying that if someone that is straight supports gay people, that makes them anti-straight. Your argument makes no sense. You can be supporting something that. Here's the thing, right? What I'm saying is that, okay, is that you cannot, right, be something that you're not. So a man cannot be a woman, right? A man cannot be a woman. So let's say your argument, right? So is it okay? So would you support someone that gets pigment augmentation, get whatever, so them to be turned, let's say, of a different race? Let's say it's okay for, and I think it happened too. I forgot which one it happened to, but there was a woman who pretty much did everything she could do to be a black person. Would you call them a black person? No. Why would you support someone in their delusions? Why would you support someone in their delusions? Because here's the thing. Supporting, let's say you support a gay man. Okay. Doesn't make them not a man. What someone attracts, what someone is attracted to. So this is the thing where I'm not saying, oh, trans women are attracted to men. That's terrible. No, right? What you're attracted to, that's what you feel. That's like a preference for you to be attracted to. Changing your everything about you. You're a man. You're not a woman. You're completely changing who you are. Is it cracking down? Is it cracking down? Oh. Because when I did another stream, YouTube pretty much muted my stream, right? So I hope YouTube isn't cracking down. Cold words. Okay, cold words. Dr. Phil said so. Pear tree. I mean, you can believe in that if you want. You can believe that. I ask again, if there are hundreds of cases of clergy people, is this also mean that? Here's my thing. I don't like religion like that, but like I said, right? There was what was it? I forgot who it was. Ant, right? Ant said Republican pipeline. I'm saying, like, if you believe there's a pipeline for something, then you shouldn't be. Then would you say that there's trans women is a pipeline as well? I mean, that's the thing. I never said that I believe it's a pipeline anyway. But I do believe that. Again, I'm not particularly fond of all the cases with Christians, right? Bleeth. You gotta keep grinding. Right? Make it work. I don't care what people do as long as they don't involve kids. I agree. Tommy, I do agree, right? I think that's definitely important. I think that's a definitely big thing. But also, here's my thing. I also don't think that I also don't think that it's a great thing to, you know, because here's the thing, us as men, I mean, we hope, red door, what's up, my sister? We hope that we are also protecting women, right? We hope that we're also protecting women. That's my thing. Yes, I'm Maud Red Door. I mean, if Evil Eddie was still here, he's a mod too. But I don't know. Definitely, teens should not get plastic surgery. Again, you know, leave the kids alone. I agree. Angelica, I agree. Leave the kids alone. That's definitely true. Everybody just do what you want as long as it doesn't affect me. Where are we? Jeremiah, we don't want people doing what they want to do too, cause cause and effect. I agree, right? I agree. I agree. Oh, Eva Eddie, yeah. Help Steve if there's any crazy curse words, right? Because you know, don't want it to affect the stream. Yep, I'm not a woman. Please don't curse. Please don't curse in the stream, right? Is that English you're speaking? Because I'm from England and we don't understand you. Brandon, I mean, yeah. You know what? My ex is from Leicester. My ex was from my ex is living in Leicester. So, you know, I love the British accent. Seriously, Dave, will you admit that there is no pipeline, please? Okay, fine. There's no pipeline. I mean, I said it was I said it was a conspiracy, right? I said it was a controversial thing. I'm not saying that it's happening. You are way too. I mean, I guess I get it, right? You want things to be clear cut. I can understand that. But I did preference it's a controversy, and I'm not sure if it's true or not. So I did preference that. Thoughts on John Pork being listed in the, I didn't read the Epstein thing. Confusion causes a lot of problems. I do agree. We're trying to save the lost. I agree. I agree. I agree. And conspiracy that you brought up. You think it was unprovoked? I literally said it, right? I think it was Ant who talked about Republican pipeline. He talked about Republican pipeline. If he believes there's a Republican pipeline, then he shouldn't think that, oh, there's a Democrat one, there's let's say a trans women one. Again, if you believe there's pipelines to things, then you shouldn't be surprised that there are other pipelines. That's the main thing I'm talking about. I mean, that's what I was talking about, right? That's who I was, aiming my conversation to. But you took it more to heart. I mean, it's fine. I clarified. I clarified that I have no evidence or do I even necessarily believe that, right? No. Daniel, thank you for being here. Thank you guys for being here, right? I mean, again, we're just having some. You guys are bored. I'm bored. Let's just have some back and forth, right? That's it. All right. That's all we're doing. Just having some back and forth, chill sesh, right? Stop saying the P. Oh, okay. I mean, is that one of the things? The PO. Okay. I mean, okay. Stone feeding my duck. Yo. You guys are crazy. I love it. I love it. PDF. Okay. PDF. Okay. Okay. That's good to know. Same map or okay. Got it. Got it. Wait, for real? I'm not even trolling, but what's the consequence for using it? Sometimes YouTube might do something, right? YouTube might flag you or whatever. It's if you can't mention the guy in your head. Limited time in our lives, much bigger discussions to have. Hey, Doom, what? Tell me some topics you think are bigger. Discussion have an extremely limited population, cost of living, social cohesion, monopolies, wealth gap. Here's my. You know what? I am thinking about something about the wealth thing, right? Maybe that's what other mods would say. I'm thinking about, I'm always down for tell me some good prompts, good questions to use. I am thinking about, right? I don't know if you guys find this controversial or triggering. I'm thinking about saying that it's poor. You being poor is by choice. Could be, right? Is that controversial to you guys? You being poor is by choice. I wonder if that's going to be controversial. I mean, tell me what you guys think are big topics. I'm always willing to write things down. STEMmy. It's popping here, homies. It is. I mean, like, if you guys finding, this is the thing where you said that, there are bigger discussions, right? You tell me. I'll write that one down. Right? Because I've been thinking about it, right? I have some ideas, that, but I'll probably write it down, right? I'm thinking about it. Yeah, they do have their own rules. Here's that. Okay, we could do that, right? We can. Oh, okay. Let's. We can definitely have that as a topic, because I do believe that I do believe that you could say that it's being poor is by choice. We'll have it as a topic. Being poor is a choice. Okay. I think that would be a fun topic. I don't know anything about Trump and Clinton. Privilege takes? What? I wonder what would privilege take be? Investing in the wrong things? Being like dirt poor is a choice, but living paycheck to paycheck happens at every level by design. Interesting. Being dirt poor is a choice, but living paycheck to paycheck happens at every level by design. That's interesting. Why are you? No, I'm not switching topic, right? I'm just asking if there are people who have other suggestions, right? But I'm on topic, right? Right? We still believe this for tonight. I'm down for talking about this tonight. You should be able to refute that pretty quickly. Do you think that my father chose to be poor because his dad had a gambling addiction? Again, right? When your dad hit adulthood, then yes. When your dad hit adulthood, then yes, he chose to be poor. Yes, guys, please hit the like button. Help me out, right? Support it, right? Show some love, show some support. You guys are amazing. Bro, you look like a trans woman. It's okay. Here's the thing, right? Whether I look gay, whether I look like a trans woman, what does that have to do with the prompt? Does that change this? It doesn't, okay? I don't mind the trolling. I don't, but it doesn't really change this, right? And I'm not asking I'm not asking women to support me. So that's my thing. You know there are people who were homeless, right? You know there are people who were homeless and still made it out of, made it out of that. Yeah, prove me wrong. I mean, why is your name Devil's Advocate? I like to go against the grain, right? Go against the grain. Did my dad choose for him to be left with nothing but his parents when his parents died? Here's my thing, right? I mean, again, you are equating things to his parents. What did he do? What did he do when he was? Okay, here, Alan, right? You can include that, right? Alan, you can include that in our debate. Include that in our debate topic, so we can talk about that. If you like the devil, aren't you supposed to support this? Again, why did you use one word and not the other? Devil's advocate, right? So it's against the grain. It's supposed to be different. It's not necessarily you would support everything the devil supports, right? And so that's really here, North. Just for you, North, right? The term devil's advocate refers to a person who takes a position they do not necessarily agree with for the sake of argument or to provoke discussion. Whether I agree with it or not, it doesn't matter, right? Whether you believe that I'm trans or not, that don't matter, right? It's usually, you know what? These are not popular things. It's not advocating for the devil, right? It's not advocating for the devil. U.S. government. That's an interesting name. U.S. government. Thank you. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the love. Another weirdly corny take. I mean, yeah. I mean, seriously. Why? What's the? You're not really talking about the prompt. $8,400. Fascist simp. Why is a fascist simp? I mean, no. It's just. So I'm just talking to the chat, right? I'm just talking to the chat. So it may seem like I'm going off topic, but again, I'm just trying to talk to the chat. You see, like, Northbrook. I mean, like we have Jeremy, who's Alan, right? He's talking about other things, so that's why I'm, going back and forth. Juan, exactly. Women overwhelmingly vote for things that are bad for them. Exact. Here's the thing, right? I didn't see a whole lot of Kamala's coverage, but some of it, right? Not all of it. Again, I didn't see a lot of it, but some of it we're talking about, supporting trans people, right? And a lot of women, like they were saying that, their support was for the trans movement. I think that's ridiculous, right? I think that's ridiculous. Definitely support Israel. It's ridiculous. Who cares? I mean, who gives a shit about that? Would you devil's advocate anything? I don't know what that means. Alan, I will have something to back it up. I will have something to back it up. All right? Jeremiah, thank you. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the love. You guys are amazing. You guys are amazing. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the love. Have an against the grain argument against any topic of position. Yeah, I mean, again, I have a lot of controversial opinions and controversial topics, right? Some on race, some on about gender, women, about the trans movement, about a lot of things. How do women in your life feel about this topic, like your girlfriend or sister? Um, in my thing where let's say the women in my life, they don't care, right? And the women in my life, they don't care either or, right? They don't support trans women, but they don't, like, let's say they care about it, right? So they have no feeling whatsoever about it. And technically I don't either, right? I don't care. I don't care if trans I don't care if trans women invade women's sports. I don't care if trans women invade women's women's changing room. I don't care, right? To be honest, I think it's funny. I think it's funny. Here's why I think it's funny. Why do I think it's funny that trans women are invading women's sports and their safe spaces? Because honestly, it is women that women support this shit. So it's funny to see that it's karma in a sense, right? It's karma where women that support all the trans craziness, they're now being affected by said trans craziness. So, but guess what? Guess what will happen? Women will then seek support from men to help them with that craziness. That's where I go about it, right? Everyone, go clean your bathrooms. I agree. Get a job. Again, you know what time is it at night? I mean, it's a Sunday. Self-inflicted drama. Exactly, Brett. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. And that's why I think it's funny. Like I said, I don't care. Right? I don't care. What I think is funny is that we're seeing the results of it, and that's why. Wait, do you have a day job? Yes, I have a day job. I mean, like, I'm making nothing. I do have a day job, right? I make nothing from this. That's why I'm not making money from this. But I enjoy this as a hobby, and to chill out with my brothers, chill out with my the people who I view as brothers, right? All the ones that follow me, right? All the ones that follow me, I view them as brothers. Right? I view them as family. So that's why I like coming on here, supporting, chilling out with some, my subscribers. So that's why What's my job? It's a nail technician. Nothing special. I have two jobs, right? I do nails and I do freelance graphic design. Melted candle. Okay. It is what it is. I bite my nails. That's a disgusting habit. Rusty, that's a disgusting habit. Yes, it's a bad habit. Get out of it. Thank you guys. Thank you all you guys for being here, right? I mean, whether you guys troll, hate, disagree, whatever, thank you guys for being here. Good God, you look like a wish troll that fell behind the radiator for a couple years. I never called myself good looking. So it's all good if you don't think I'm good looking. I don't mind waiting for the low IQ attacks on your job. Hey, I don't care, right? I've said this before, right? Again, I don't make much money. But I still have a 6-figure net worth, right? This is why I don't mind debating Alan on whether you choose to be poor or not, because I don't make much money. I make very little money. Yet, thanks to living life smart or working hard, I've taken myself out of the gutter, right? I've lived in a car before. I lived in a car before. I've been dirt poor, right? I've been dirt poor before. So, you know, being poor is not a easy or good thing. But, you know, if you live right, you have good people around you, you know. Horton, if you still think so, it's all good. I don't mind the trolls. I don't mind the haters. But it doesn't seem like you could, uh, you know, debate the topic. Yeah. What's up with it? Prompt to do be a false dilemma though. How is that a false dilemma? Rusty, how do you think it's a false dilemma? Do you have any help from your parents? No inheritance, no alimony, right? There for years, right? For years, I was living paycheck to paycheck, zero in my bank account, negative in my bank account as well, right? So it was it wasn't hard. Red Door, my sister, I love you. A new spicy topic. I mean, we could. Let me see. We could change topic. The bar, the state, the lodge, the gambit. I don't know what that means. To raise up, you gotta join a game. No, you don't have to join a game. What did you change your lifestyle to help you? What did I change my lifestyle? Right. I saved. I budget. I invest. I stopped buying. All I did for years, right, was either pay bills and invest. That's all. That's where my money went. Pay bills and invest. Mass immigration from non-white countries has destroyed America. Let me try to frame my because the immigration thing. You know, right? I had the whole immigration thing got me a lot of heat, right? A lot of heat for I supported deportation, so that got me a lot of heat. Nah, yeah, I got out of bad times. Trans people shouldn't even be allowed to watch sports, right, everyone? I mean, I mean, I don't know why you gatekeep watching sports. I suppose trans people are kind of gay, so probably they watch. You know what? Let's see. You guys think this is more? You think this is more controversial? You think this is more interesting topic? Changing topic. What do you guys think? You think it's an interesting topic? I don't know. I got a few. But yeah, the plan is to maybe have a small. It's solid? Because again, I think feminism is pointless today. Feminism is pointless. Feminism is pointless. Don't know if I can read all that prompt. What? What do you mean you can't? Is it that? It's not that much? What the heck, Jeremiah? Come on, bro. You passed high school. I'll reward it. Is simpler if possible. Banning abort is equality because men and women have no choice. I guess so. Just go get laid and look up. You've been got good. Feminism is. Change the background. I don't know. I mean, I like the bamboo background. I like bamboo background. You know, I like the bamboo background. Torn on the abortion debate. All for killing babies, but hate women having choice. Dude, that is crazy. The music and prompt. The music. I don't know. I just thought it was something different. Again, you know, I mean, it's not like I'm trying to be all like gloom and doom or anything. It's just like it's just if we can have fun going back and forth. Really? Is it really that hard to read? Banning abortion don't mean women have less rights than men. Men also don't have the right to delete babies. That's why feminism is pointless today. Oh my God. You really think that's like insane amount to read? She can have a boy. Don Quixote. Banning abortion has nothing to do with women's rights. Okay, I mean... Joy, what's up? What's up? I agree, Carolina. I agree. No one's banning abortion. It's leading to the states. But here's the thing, right? Feminism believe that. Yeah, we can't. I can't win. I can't win with you guys, right? I can't win with you guys. When I make prompts too general, I get criticizing for not being specific. When I'm being specific, I get criticized for making it too specific. You people are impossible. You people are impossible. You guys are impossible. But I love you guys, right? It's fun. I'm having fun with you guys. I mean, like, haters, disagreeers, trollers. I'm having fun with you guys. So thank you guys for being here. Nitpickers are us. I love you guys. I really do, right? I mean, you guys are amazing. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you, everyone, for being here. The nerve. But I think, you know what, guys? I think that's it for tonight. All right? I think that's it for tonight. Maybe this prompt will be for another stream. All right? I love you guys. You guys are amazing, right? That's it for tonight. You guys are amazing, right? Yeah, please join the Discord. Please like, please subscribe if you guys can, right? It'll be amazing. But if you guys, if you guys like it, I'm doing more of these, right? So I love you guys, right? You guys are amazing. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being in the chat. Thank you for participating, right? You guys are fun. It was very fun to being with you guys, right? Love you guys. Later.